So next up, we want to make objects. Pretty much saying, okay, we have the level design in the player. Let's make the bucket or the flower pot, just so that we have them to use in the future. Okay, so make the interactable objects. Interactable objects. And I'll just say IE flower pot and bucket. Okie dokie. So let's go back in here and let's hit OK because we no longer want to work with the player. We actually move the player over here. And okay, so we want to create an object. So we hit the create. This has to be a bucket. And we can hit edit sprite. Now we can make this bucket pretty generic. Let's clear this area here. And we can literally just add a couple of lines here. Nothing too crazy. All right. And there we go. And you know what? We can even make this look a little nicer too by making the bucket not so square. So we can kind of just say, okay, move that here. And I don't know if this is the best way of doing this, but, oh, and we should probably add some here too. Okay, cool. This is our bucket now. And we can hit OK. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 4 more images. But each of these images is going to be the buckets, is going to be the same bucket, but water being incremented into the bucket. You'll see what I mean. So if we hit create, and then if we hit, well, we don't actually need to call this anything because this isn't going to be an object in the game, and you'll see why. So if we hit edit sprite, and then if we go to browse, you can go back to the bucket that we just created. It'll be right here. And here is where we'll add some water. So if we go to the pencil, and then just the blue here, we can just add some water. Right? Add some water here, and then hit OK. And you'll see a little bit of water has been added to this bucket. Now we're going to do the same thing. Go back to browse, back to the water, just add some more water. And we're pretty much going to do this 2, 3 more times after this. And this is pretty much just going to be whenever we put a raindrop in the bucket, this is going to be the next phase. And then the next raindrop is going to be this. Next one's going to be the next one, the next one, the next one. All right. So edit sprite, same thing here. Add some more water. Yep. Okie-dokie. And then we can go into OK, create, browse, right here. And then, oh, I made a mistake here. Let me undo. Okay, almost done. And then one last one. Edit sprite, browse, bucket, and we can just do it like this. All right, cool. Now this is our full bucket, the empty bucket and the full bucket. Now, we don't actually need any of these objects to be here. All we need is this bucket. So we can actually hit delete. And you'll see in the library, all of our buckets will be here. You can ignore the meteor in the ground here. They will not be used in this game, but I'll actually delete this ground because we want to have a different name for the ground. Okay, cool. So now that we've made this bucket, we will also, we can just go to the, actually, you'll see. So if we hit play, you notice the bucket just stays there, right? Doesn't actually do anything. And we can, we can fly if we're trying to go to the bucket. But yeah, the bucket doesn't do anything yet, but we will add implementation soon. But yes, we have made an interactable object of the bucket. I believe it was Alt-Shift-5 to track through. Okay, perfect. Now, let's make the flower pot. And we're going to do a similar thing to the bucket. We're going to say, okay, let's create, edit sprite, clear everything, and then just make a little flower pot. So let's say, okay, we're going to do this, and do this, and do this. And this is like the exterior of the flower pot. I'm gonna make that look a little nice. So I'll add this back. And add this and this and this. And that's good enough for me. So from here, I will add some soil. All right. Perfect. It's probably a better look like this, actually. Yeah. Cool. And now we're just going to add a little seed right here. And this is going to be, oh, kind of looks like a watermelon, but not really. Yeah, it looks like a rotten watermelon, I guess. But okay, this is going to be the base of the flower pot, the seed in it. And there is currently no flower in here, but we will be adding the flower soon enough. Let us actually make it known that this is the flower. And we do this for each of these objects, right? Whenever there's an object which changes its the look of it, we want to have the base one as the actual name. And then the next thing we're going to do, similar to the bucket, we're going to add the flower gradually growing. So let's say, okay, cool. Let's go to browse, go to flower here, and let's add some stuff here. So let's say, okay, you're gonna have like a little bit of this. Okay, that looks nice. All right, the flower is gradually growing. So let's go to edit sprite here again. Pretty much the same thing. And then, okay, cool. And add a little more. And then over here, edit sprite, browse, flower. And then we can say, okay, cool. Let's make a little tulip here. I'm not sure if this is really a tulip, but it's quite nice. All right. And this is the flower. Oh, it'll be orange. Maybe we should probably change the background just so that the flower can really be seen. So let's, oh my goodness. Yep, I hit the wrong button there. Let's hit the blue, maybe. Yeah, let's do that. No, I don't like this one. Nope. Well, the green is definitely going to contrast with it. So let's make it a bit of a sunset in the background. But that does contrast with the orange. Shoot. Oh, this is quite difficult now. Sure. Yeah, this could be how the game looks. Okay, cool. Now, we have pretty much made the two objects that we wanted to make. So we can actually delete the ones on the right. And now these are the two objects. So this flower, you know what? We're actually going to increase the level a little bit. Because right now, you kind of just, oh, I fell off the map. Well, right now, it's pretty small, right? There's nothing too crazy going on. There's just this many, I think 16 blocks here. Actually, let's create a little bit. So let's clone. Let's add some staircases here. And then let's put the flower over here. Okie dokie. And let's also add another block for the ground. Hit create. We're going to browse into the Flowlab sprites, into the blocks. And then, you know what, let's add this for the ground, or below the actual platform here. We can call this ground 2. Hit OK. Let's clone this. Okie dokie. And there we go. Also, let's do something else really quickly, just for the scenery changes here. Let us make it so that we cannot fall off of the map here. Let's do create. It doesn't really matter what is here, but I'll just do collision. Edit sprite, delete everything. And just so that we see it in the on the actual editor, we can add a white border here. Okay. We'll hit OK. And this will indicate that this is a collision. We cannot hit it, or we can't go through this collision. So yeah, it's solid and it is not movable. So let us clone this and put it there. And then we might as well put it over here too. Oh yes, and one other thing. Actually no. We will work on the bucket in a bit. But yes, this is the scenery. This is what we want. And actually, let us mark this off as completed because we've made all these objects. So next up, we want to add the what's it called? The clouds in the game because it's raining, so there must be clouds. So add clouds and I guess raindrops too. So currently, I could do create here, and then I could create all these clouds, make them look nice, do all this, all these things here, put them in the game, and then I could, clone this and then do all this, that kind of stuff. But I will not be doing that. What I will be doing is adding the clouds as a PNG file. And one of the ways that I will be doing that will be going into Google, finding a free PNG for a cloud. So pixel cloud PNG, and just drag it into the game. Obviously, try to get free assets, not trying to go through any paywalls here. But if I see a cloud that I think looks nice, like this one, per chance, I will attempt to download it. And hopefully it works the way I want to. And hopefully I do not need to upgrade to a premium plan to get the cloud when it says it is free. Preferably don't go to an actual, well, preferably go to an actual website that gives you free stock images. Free trial? We're not doing a free trial. Let's try to do free PNG here. Okay, we have free download, so I would have assumed that this would be a PNG file, but it is not, which is totally okay. And you know what? Just for the video here, I will add a cloud that is already in the Flowlab that I've already done before. So let's hit create. Go to edit sprite. Go into upload. Well, actually, this is what you would do to upload a sprite. But I will actually. Do I have? Actually, I think this is the old. Okay, yes. So this is the old cloud that I used previously. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is pretty much what it would look like to upload a file from the internet or from your computer. And this is a way to edit its size. The thing is, we want this cloud to be pretty small because this, as you can see, this is a 32 by 32 sprite width. This is quite large. So let's say we want this to be, let's say 5. Yep, 5 blocks wide. So in that case, we will make the height. We can make the height really whatever we want, but let's do by 2. Sure. All right. By 2. Actually, let's make it by 3. Okay, dokie. Okay, hit OK. And it'll appear like this, and it does look quite long here, but you'll see when it's in the game, it's not actually that crazy. Actually, it seems pretty normal here. All right, and we can add these clouds like this. And hit clone, and then like this, like this, like this. Yeah, we can keep adding them. Oh, I notice it doesn't like when I add it in a different way, but it is okay. Yeah, we can just add it as we like here, nothing too crazy. Maybe we can even hide the backdrop here, so let's do that. It is very finicky sometimes, but it is no problem for us. Okie dokie. We get a lot of clouds here. Cool, cool, cool. So now we want to add some raindrops. So same thing, hit create. We can call this a raindrop, and then hit edit sprite. Go to upload. Look for your raindrop picture, PNG. And I think this was, nope, because this did not have a transparent background. So I picked a different one. which was yes, right here. And as you can see, this is way too big. We do not want a 13 wide raindrop, so we want it to be 1 wide. And hit OK, and then here we go. So then we'll hit OK again, and then we have the raindrop. Now, this raindrop on its own will, we can set it, the behavior to, we can set the physics to movable. We don't need it to be solid, but it should be affected by collisions, because whenever we hit the bucket, we want to fill the bucket. And affected by gravity, the circle, you know what? Sure, it doesn't matter. We can allow that. Well, it does matter, but not as much. So yeah, sure. Now when we hit play, the raindrop will fall, but it doesn't continue falling.